what's up with it? You watching the Bay Bomber TV. Yeah, we about to check out this clip from the YouTube channel, Fantastic Hip Hop. And the title is how Drake just tried to clap back at Kendrick Lamar again. You know what I mean? Man, it's looking like Drake clapbacks ain't really clapping, you know what I mean? And man, yeah, he really just getting the bad end of this beef. He like kind of went off on Meek Mill, but it's looking like he can't go off on Kendrick like he got Meek, you know what I mean? But shit, let's check out the video and see what they talking about.
These two new songs in the form of features on Camila Cabello's new album, CXOXO. I think it's safe to say that the cycle is now complete. And after an array of weird songs that displayed to us that Drake is having an identity crisis, he finally found some sort of footing to stand on musically at the moment, but this is no longer by being one of the most overly confident rappers that we have ever seen, like before the Kendrick beef, but it's now by just being a full-on pop star. And after Kendrick Lamar clearly laid out that he likes Drake with the melodies and not when he acts tough on Euphoria. If the embarrassing moments of Wagwan Delilah and You My Everything were not damaging enough in terms of cementing Drake's defeat and just showing the world how quickly the wrath of Kendrick Lamar can make somebody go from being as cocky to as lost as ever. This moment will cement everything, because between the way that Drake has come back outside in preparation for these new tracks, to ultimately how they will end up being his biggest moments in this post-beef era of his career and solidify his reputation in this current moment.
I ain't gonna lie, I could see it's being frustrating to Drake, because Drake was that dude for like years and years and years, like undeniably, you know what I'm saying? So for him to get like dethroned, I'm pretty sure it is depressing for him, for real.
All in all, at a time where Kendrick Lamar is having another victory lap off the momentum of his pop-out concert and Not Like Us video shoot. This moment for Drake, while despite making more noise for him than anything else has, it's not necessarily helping his case. Now, before we can get into these new tracks from Drake and what they are doing on impact, we need to quickly look at how Drake has responded to Kendrick Lamar's pop-out concert, which did immortalize that Kendrick is the clear winner of this beef, as the entire rap game celebrated him like few other rappers ever have been while they can still smell their flowers. And when it comes to how Drake has responded,
I ain't gonna lie, that pop-up was a major pit on for a lot of artists, you know what I'm saying? And like, pitting on is like important in the rap game, for real though, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, he did his thing with that.
It's clear that this massive moment struck a nerve with him, because from the cryptic story posts that have been trying to create some sort of buzz around his name despite the barrage of rappers we just found out absolutely despise him, it's clear that with weird story post after weird story post, Drake has been trying to get any sort of point on the board that he can through any means possible right now, and even further than just some of the cringy selfies and random pictures that are hinting at something. What really turned a lot of eyes was when Drake voted on a poll this week about which diss tracks were the best during the feud between him and Kendrick, and according to the user's poll, who is called the Good Rap Page, which shout out to him, Drake voted for Not Like Us, but beyond Drake actually admitting defeat on an Instagram poll, at the end of the day, what matters most and what will be judged the
I ain't gonna lie, we gotta give Drake points for that, for admitting that was the best one of the beef, for real. A lot of people won't do that.
most importantly is what goes on behind the microphone. So with these two new songs, after a period where Kendrick Lamar just united what feels like the entire genre behind him and everything he has stood for this year in hip-hop, how does Drake respond? Does he show that despite what feels like a genre and reputation that is collapsing more and more with every single moment, that he is still not going to go down without a fight? Or does he only manage to let everything continue to crumble on him even more, and in typical Drake fashion in this era? You probably guessed it, he is only further destroying his credibility within the hip-hop space, because this song is just proving that everything Kendrick Lamar did against him worked, and he really got Drake to step out of the hip-hop space as a whole for the time being. And now if Drake maybe came with a melodically driven hit song that was as infectious as something like One Dance, maybe the conversation could start to shift, and Drake could really set the precedent that despite getting a loss handed to him, he can still release undeniable hits that you cannot deny their greatness. Both of these...
I ain't gonna lie, that's a good point, for real though. Like, I think like with the Ja Rule and 50 Cent thing too, like Ja Rule took himself out of his own element. I think if he would have just kept on making the music he was making, he would have been more successful with that beef. You know what I mean? But yeah, he got out of his element and went to 50 World and got destroyed.
These tracks fall short of any of these expectations, and in all honesty, these songs aren't just a miss, but they sound like cuts that are serving as a direct extension from Drake's most polarizing and panned album, which was, of course, Honestly Nevermind. So with the major song in this bunch, which is titled Hot Uptown, this is the cut that was designed to be the massive hit with Drake and Camila Cabello going back and forth over an up-tempo dance beat, and while in a vacuum, this is a decent track that you can throw on and it will definitely give you some good vibes. This song offers absolutely nothing at all that you'd call genuinely special and just gets by from doing the absolute bare minimum and playing to the most simple of conventions when it comes to what makes a palatable song to throw on the radio, a speaker, or in a clothing store. And if this is the bar, then great, Drake succeeded. But if this song is trying to be a statement and even an answer back to Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, which has become the song of the summer at this point, and if this track is trying to remind us, not just to greater audiences, but to the entire hip-hop community especially, that Drake really is this undeniable force that should be in the conversation with somebody like Kendrick at all. Unless we determine greatness by whose music would play the best at Target, this song fails on all fronts, and with the other cut ugly, this is nothing but an interlude from Drake, which just features his whining singing, which has him talking about the same old tired topics about how he loves a girl, she doesn't love him back, and that it is making this almost 40-year-old man sad that he can't find something within these superficial relationships. And again, with this being the best that you have to offer at this moment in time, especially after you were just called out for being so immature despite your age. It really just proves that Kendrick never has to do anything in this beef again if he does not want to, and that he needs to be dismissed from the conversation about what is going on with.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all think he got a good point there? Like, if Drake replied, y'all think Kendrick would have to reply, or it's just like over with?
Drake as a whole right now, because Drake is bringing all of these problems onto himself as he is trying to get away with the absolute bare minimum and is moving in directions that are only further validating the biggest disses that Kendrick threw his way. When we look at it from this angle, in all honesty, it's a perfect fit that Drake decided to drop off not one but two features on this very album, because just like Camila Cabello, Drake is an artist who is trying to desperately search for an identity at the moment, and both are just failing to capture any of the magic that their older music had to their respective audiences as they step further and further away from what made them special in the first place. And now, while this is only further dampering Drake's abysmal musical batting average this year with a few songs that just sound like a step up from the just laughable majority of cuts on Honestly Nevermind, the timing of a song coming out like this right now is horrible, and the optics of it all is just terrible, because after Kendrick Lamar showed off that he is the sheer embodiment of hip-hop as he brought unification into the genre like few other rappers ever had, Drake is running away from rap as a whole and is now just hopping on generic trends with pop artists?
I ain't gonna lie, I think the difference between Drake and Kendrick though is like Drake is like a superstar, but he like so big of a superstar to like where he buy music, you know what I'm saying? Buy dances and everything. Cause I remember him buying a dance from somebody, you know what I mean? So like he really probably not that creative, but he probably can rap them songs really good, you know what I'm saying? That people write for him and stuff. But yeah, like really though, like as a like complete artist, if he not writing his music, he really not a complete artist, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, when we look at all of this in conjunction, with each passing week, moments like these are only making Kendrick's words age better and better, and are really turning a song like Euphoria into this immortal piece of music that, beyond being one of the best rapping displays the genre has seen in a very long time, served as this breakdown of Drake that's only seeming to foreshadow more and more of his failures in ways that we have never seen before. Now, what I honestly think is most interesting about this entire song is what it represents for the direction Drake is going to be going in for the rest of this summer. Because with the way he has been moving online, to the way it's so clear that he's still trying to fight back with Kendrick in his own sad ways, I think it's inevitable that he will only release more new music from here, but I think these songs are proof that at least Drake is going to be staying away from rap for some time, and with everything he has been leaning into, I'm going to make a prediction that we are going to end up getting another project like Drake's Honestly Nevermind, and maybe even a full-fledged sequel, which his entire purpose will be to shift the entire narrative around him in this moment and give people those summer vibes that may help them forget about how scathing Not Like Us is. But if this project is anything like these songs, I don't think this or really any project from Drake will do anything right now to help him, and while if he was smart, he would have just went into hiding. It's clear that this spiraling individual who cannot stay out of the limelight because his whole worth seems to be based off optics and the impressions of others will only continue to risk hurting his reputation more and more instead of taking time to do the one thing that may just help him out in the long run: sitting down and reflecting. So let me know, what do you think of these new records in the never-ending downfall of Drake? And how do you think they compare to everything he's been up to? And do you think they help him any bit? I can't wait to hear what you have to say. And if you want to see how Kendrick Lamar just saved West Coast hip-hop,
yeah, man, that's a fool with it, man. I don't think Drake can get totally destroyed, because he damn near like the king of Canada for sure. So he got a whole damn nation damn near backed him, you know what I'm saying? But man, it's looking bad for Drake though, man. I could imagine him being pressed on that he got dethroned, and you know what I mean, because he was really the dude for years and years and years, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe to the Big Mama TV. Until next time, peace.